What's up guys, welcome to the second tutorial in our Pandas course. Here we're going to work on installing and importing pandas, and this will give us access to the Pandas library. We'll start by going over how to import pandas into Google Colab. Again, I'm going to be using Google Colab to write my code. I would recommend you do, but if you don't want to, that is totally fine. I'll also show you guys how to install pandas and import pandas into any Python program, not just Google Colab. The nice thing about Google Colab is that it actually comes with pandas already installed. You only need to add the import statement, so I'd recommend that you use this, but again, if you don't want to, that's fine too. Now, we'll start by heading over actually to a browser. And here, I'm just going to search for the pandas documentation. So you do pandas documentation like this. I will click on this first link here. And this is a general intro into kind of the API. So you can take a look at these getting started tutorials, user guides, API reference, developer guide, etc. If you just want the home page, you can just go to pandas. Like so, actually, you probably want to search pandas Python, because otherwise you're probably going to get a bunch of pictures of the animal. So you can go ahead and click on this first link here, and this is just the pandas homepage. Now, we're not going to bother installing through here because it's very easy to do so through terminal, assuming you have a version of Python already installed and you have pip as well, which is the Python package manager. It makes it super easy to install things. Okay, so our first order of business here is going to be to start a Google Colab notebook. So I'm just going to go Google Colab here, and I'm just going to click on this first link. And we're just going to go ahead and start up a new notebook. Now, the really nice thing about Google Colab is it's totally free. It actually automatically saves everything right to your drive as well, so it makes sharing super easy. So instead of untitled 0, I'm just going to give this a name of something like pandas. Let's just do pandas code or something like that. That works. Okay, and all we really need to do here is import pandas, and I'm going to rename it to PD. Okay, just zoom in for you guys there, and this is essentially how it's going to look. Okay, so you can just go ahead and run this cell, and Google Colab will have the latest version of Python already installed, so as long as this doesn't give us any errors, then we're good to go. Cool, so we have access to the whole pandas library, installation free. All we need to do is PD dot, and then we can do whatever we want. For example, we can create a series, we can create a data frame, and so on and so forth. Okay, now for those of you who are not using Google Colab, you'll probably want to install things through the terminal. Again, this is kind of assuming that you have pip, which is the Python installation manager. If you do, then you can just simply get a window of terminal open. If you're using PC, this is going to be the command prompt, but if you're using PC again, run your command prompt as an administrator. Okay, otherwise we're just going to go sudo pip install pandas. Okay, just going to give my password here. And then this will make sure that the latest version is installed. Now you can see for me, requirement already satisfied, 1.0.3. If you already had installed this earlier, but needed an upgrade, you can typically do pip install -- upgrade. So upgrade, oops, that's not spelled right. Upgrade pandas, okay? And you may, again, need to do sudo if that's failing because of a lack of permission. Now, if you're using Windows, make sure you don't do sudo in front of anything. Sudo just gives kind of administrator privileges. So if you're running your command prompt as an administrator, then you don't need sudo in front of it anyway. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and clear that. You should have pandas installed as long as the installation went okay. You didn't receive any errors or anything like that. Now I'm just going to, I guess, open up Sublime Text here. This is really just a text editor. It's not used to run code, just to write it. I'm just going to make sure that this is a Python file. I guess I'm going to have to, yeah, okay, that's fine. Make sure it's a Python file. And all I'm going to do is import pandas as PD up top here. Okay, so once again, this will give me access to, oops, no, that's what I want. This will give me access to the whole pandas library. Just like before, I could do pandas.dataframe. The autocomplete on this isn't very good. That's why it's not showing up. And you can do this on pretty much any Python program anywhere. Okay, so that is all you need to do. Once again, we'll be using Google Colab to write our code, so get used to seeing this kind of a format. Otherwise, that is it. So we have access to the pandas library. We can go ahead and start writing some pandas code, but we're actually going to get started in the next section. So that will be kind of starting the first part of this tutorial series, and that will be kind of an intro into series, Pandas series that is. And then the second half will deal with Pandas data frames. Now, a lot of the functionality will be kind of common between the two, but of course Pandas deals with rows and columns, so we'll need to factor that in. Okay, so that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.